morning, Golden Cave. We got the God Bless America Pledge of Allegiance and the Kiwanis Pledge with Ron Black and Mary Claire Cummins with the invocation.
Good morning, everybody. Let's sing it from the heart, shall we? Larry? May we as true Kiwanians exemplify these virtues as we serve the children of the world. Please remain standing.
Let us pray. Heavenly Father, we thank you for bringing us together in fellowship and service. Guide our thoughts with wisdom, our words with kindness, and our actions with purpose. Open doors of opportunity and allow this organization to make choices that are for the good of children, our community, and the world we serve. May Kiwanis be a light in the community, a place of trust, hope, encouragement, and care. With a coming Thanksgiving, may we be especially aware of our blessings, big and small. In gratitude, we give thanks. Amen. Amen.
Okay, Mark Avery will begin our speech.
Thank you, Tom. Welcome to everybody. Good to see everybody this morning. Our speaker today is Abby Helm. She's Community Relations Executive with Ameren, Illinois. You might remember her. She was here on July 16th helping Andrea Evie when she gave her talk, so I guess we didn't scare you off too bad. So she's back. Evie joined Ameren in 2021 as Community Relations Coordinator and was promoted to her current role in 2023. She worked closely with communities across the area to share information, build partnerships, and support local initiatives. She's a Decatur native. She graduated from Richland Community College and also Millikan University with a bachelor's degree in communications. Before joining Ameren, she worked with New Hawk Media as an account executive and later served as development and membership director at Decatur Family YMCA. Today, Abby will share some valuable insights on how to protect ourselves from utility scams. Let's give a big welcome to Abby Helm.
Thank you. Oh, you want my picture, don't you? That's a primer, right? Yeah. All right. Well, thank you guys so much for having me. My name, again, is Abby Helm, Community Relations Executive for Ameren, Illinois. I'm so excited to be back. I had so much fun in July that I had to be back. So I wanted to take a moment because we are going to be talking about scam awareness. So holidays, right? It's a prevalent time of year to fall for utility scams. And so that's why I'm here today And also because today, I don't know if you knew this, today is Utility Scam Awareness Day. So it all works out together. Really quick, I do want to take a quick moment to introduce a few other folks that are in the room. I've got Andrea Evie, she's in the back, she's my photographer today. Andrea oversees energy efficiency. So she, you might remember her presentation from July. So if you have questions about ways to save on your energy bill, looking for programs or opportunities to save money, she is your girl. I definitely advise if you want to talk to her after the program. She's definitely great. And then I have my boss, my manager, Miss Tina Gibbs. She's in the room as well. Yeah, so she drove all the way from Southern Illinois to here to Decatur. So if you could just give her a round of applause. Give her a nice Central Illinois welcome. And on time. So, yeah, so I just wanted to give a shout out to those in the room with me today. A little bit about Ameren, Illinois. So we are the utility, natural gas and electric for downstate Illinois. So think about I-80, we are basically the utility company for I-80 South. So we have around 1.2 million electric customers, around 800,000 natural gas customers. We serve a little over 1,200 communities. We also cover 43,700 square miles in 83 counties. And we also, that averages to about 26 customers per mile of power lines. So we cover a lot. We cover a lot here in the state of Illinois. So, did you know a scam is reported every 15 minutes? Every 15 minutes a scam is reported, with phone scams being the most common. Okay? So every 15 minutes, phone scams are happening. Utility scam victims were found to have a median loss of $500. So if you fall victim to a phone scam, let's say for utility, on average, the financial loss is around $500. Prepaid gift cards, okay? So when somebody is asking you to buy them an Apple card or a gift card, a Visa card, prepaid cards are the top requested form of payment when it comes to scams. Somebody calling you saying that they need a prepaid Visa card or a prepaid Apple card. And people are more susceptible to utility scams. I found this very interesting. People are more susceptible to utility scams than they are to the IRS scams. So that's what I'm here today to talk about, because I don't want anyone in this room to fall victim to utility scams, okay? So let's beware of the signs. Number one thing, slow down. If you get a call that seems suspicious, right? You need to pay $500 via a Visa gift card or your power is going to get shut off. This is so-and-so from Ameren, Illinois. Your first initial instinct is, let me get out my card. Let me pay for that. I don't want my power to get shut off. I thought I paid my bill this month. Slow down. Take a moment. Say, I don't think that's right. Hang up the phone. Give us a call. So slow down when it comes to those scams. Verify. So just like I said, hang up, right? Say, I need to double check this. I'm going to have to call back. Hang up the phone and call us. 1-800-755-5000. That number takes you to our customer service line, and you can verify that and say, I just got a phone call from someone from Ameren claiming that they need a $500 Visa gift card, or my power is going to get shut off, or I have to pay my bill, or my power is going to get shut off. Can you verify that for me? And I'm going to say 99.999% of the time, I'm not a 100% kind of girl, because you never know. But they're going to tell you that's a scam, and that you did the right thing by hanging up and not falling victim to it. And stop. Utilities never demand immediate payment, okay? So we never demand immediate payment, and do not accept Bitcoin, prepaid cards, or third-party payment apps. So that right there should be your red flags. One, we're not going to call you. We're not going to call you and demand payment. We're also not going to call you and tell you that you need to pay us in Bitcoin. I don't even know how to get Bitcoin. And I would say a lot of people at Ameren don't know how to get Bitcoin, okay? So those things, slow down, verify, stop. We like to tell customers, those are the 3 things that you can do immediately to help you avoid those utility scams. Whoop. So, I said today was Utility Scam Awareness Day, lucky for all of you. So in 2016, the House of Representatives adopted a resolution designating the 3rd Wednesday in November Utility Scam Awareness Day. The goal is to encourage utilities to use this day to raise awareness and knowledge among the industry, okay? We want to work with our customers, we want to work with law enforcement, we want to work with the public and let them know about the threats and the techniques that are happening as things like AI, right? As technology improves, scams are getting harder and harder to verify, or not necessarily to verify, but to spot. So we want to work with our communities and we want to make them aware of the things so they can keep themselves protected. All right, so watch out for scams. Many electric, water, and natural gas customers throughout the country are being targeted by imposter utility scams each day. Scammers will typically use the phone, in-person, and online tactics to target customers. And they take advantage of opportunities such as natural disasters and other disruptive scenarios when households are otherwise preoccupied. So, a lot of times a natural disaster will occur, like for example in 2023, the derecho happened, where we had that insane storm that blew through the state of Illinois, and at one point, Ameren, Illinois had over 200,000 customers without power. That is a prime opportunity for scammers to come and call you and say, we need $500 to connect you, or they're going door to door trying to get you to sign something or to give you their account number, right? Hey, we see your power's you're without power. Give us your account number, give us your date of birth, your social security card. We'll get that power back on immediately. We don't do that. We do not go door to door asking you for your account number. We don't ask you for personal information. But those things, major disasters that happen, people fall victim to that because scammers see that as an opportunity to reap the benefits. Also, in person. So I got asked the other day, do scammers really like go door to door knocking on doors? Absolutely. Absolutely they will. They will knock on your door, they'll ask to see, like I said, your account number, they'll want your personal information, and that opens up an opportunity for identity theft, right? If they're asking you for things like your social security number, they're asking you for things like your checking account number, we don't do that. We do not do that. So, I always like examples, and here's Kathy. Kathy is a business owner, okay? And she was called by someone claiming to be from the electric company, and they're threatening to cut her power within 45 minutes if she does not pay more than the $1,000 she allegedly owes. It was lunchtime, her eatery was full of customers, and loss of electricity would have been financially harmful for her business. She did not consider herself easily duped, but the caller was very convincing. As requested, she went to the local drugstore, purchased the requested prepaid cards for her bill, called the number she had been given, and unknowingly handed over her hard-earned money to a scammer. This happens all the time. It happens all the time. A couple things that stick out to me is this is a business owner. This is Kathy's livelihood. Okay, they're calling during lunchtime when they're the busiest, right? You got all these customers in your store. You've got all of the rush happening, and you get a weird phone call about your power being disconnected. Right there, she rushed. She immediately, instead of stopping and slowing down, she immediately was like, I have to take care of this. A lot of times people question, did I pay my utility bill this month? I thought I did. Maybe I didn't. You know, that happens. So right there, Kathy fell victim to this. And it happens all the time. All the time. One of the things that she probably should have realized was the prepaid card, right? If somebody's saying, hey, we need you to go to the store and get a prepaid card, I know I've preached on this before, but that prepaid card is, again, a red flag. We're not doing that. Also, we're not calling you to cut your power. We'll just cut your power. I mean, very blunt, but it's true. We'll send you a notification in the mail, right? We'll put one of those little red notices in the mail, let you know, hey, you haven't paid your bill. But we're not calling you as a courtesy call to say, hey, we're going to shut your power off. It's just going to be off, okay? So Kathy fell victim to it. Common scams, again, by phone or text, at your door, by email. Email is another big scam, especially for those that, you know, if you're just checking your email every once in a while, right? You're sending chain mail, or you're checking your promotional Kohl's cash, right? Like, you're checking those things in the email. Something pops up that you think is from Ameren. You know, that's pretty convincing. It happens. Requests for immediate payment, purchase, prepaid gift cards, threats. Sometimes they get very aggressive. Very aggressive. You know, if you don't do this within 45 minutes, we're cutting your power. You'll never be an Ameren customer again. Or they'll give you some crazy scenario, right? And that threatening, you think, I just went out of this situation. Here, fine. I guess I need to pay the money. We're not in the business of that. We take customer satisfaction is top priority for us. We're not calling and threatening our customers. We value our customers, okay? So know who's at your door. Now, we are in the utility business, so you're gonna see things like bucket trucks, natural gas trucks, equipment, people out and about in your neighborhood, right? Working on infrastructure. And sometimes they might have to knock, a gas guy may have to knock on your door and say, hey, we had to cut your natural gas, we have to relight the pilot light, make sure everything is safe. Sometimes that happens, right? But know who's at your door. Know what is legitimate and what is not. So some of the things that you can look at and to verify that it is an Ameren customer, right, is things like a company ID. We have to carry ID badges around with us at all times. If we're out working on behalf and representing Ameren, we have to wear ID badges. You can ask them for that. You can ask to see their ID badge. If that's not enough, we wear logoed high-vis vests that say Ameren, Illinois on the back. We wear Ameren hard hats. We have, we typically will call. Most of the time we're gonna call and say, hey, we're gonna be out. We gotta relight your pilot light. You know, we'll call you ahead of time if we're doing work at your home or in your area. If it's something that needs to be notified to the customer, we will give you a heads up on that. If you ever have any questions though, you can obviously call us, right? You can call our customer care line and say, there's somebody in our neighborhood. We're just wanting, can you just verify? I'm just a little concerned. And look, they can verify that for you if you want. But you can always ask for their company ID and say, can I see that ID? And they'll show it to you. But when in doubt, you can always call Ameren, Illinois at 1-800-755-5000. All right, so tips. I always like to give tips, right? So protect personal information. Never provide or confirm personal information. Social security numbers, date of birth. We don't need to know that information. No one needs to know that information. Or financial information, banking, right? Routing numbers, debit or credit card information, whether that's by phone or in person or email. So if somebody's calling you, again, those things are red flags. If they're asking for account numbers, social security cards, social security numbers, date of birth, all of that information, that's a red flag. Now, I do want to caveat and say, if you call us, right, so if you call 1-800-755-5000 and you have a question, they will ask you for information. They'll ask you for things like account numbers, but you're calling us, right? You know that 1-800-755-5000 is a direct line to Ameren. They may ask you some questions, but we'll never call you and ask you for that. Beware of false urgencies. Again, scammers often push customers to act immediately. We will never require immediate payment here at Ameren. Look at search engines. This is another one that I think that a lot of people don't know about, but it's very important. So, if you happen to get a web address, okay, and the link doesn't seem legitimate, the way you can tell a secure website, meaning that it is protected, it's protecting your information, HTTPS, that S stands for secure. If you see HTTP, those websites are vulnerable to attacks. So the S, look for the S. When you're clicking on links, if you see the S, it means secure. If it doesn't, it means that they can be hacked. That information can get hacked. And then of course, if you suspect someone is impersonating an employee, in the conversation immediately call Ameren, Illinois. Again, 1-800-755-5000. So, what to do if you've been scammed? Report it to your local police department. It's very important that law enforcement knows what's happening, right? Because if it's happening to you, chances are it's happening to a lot of residents here in the area. And they need to be made aware of it so they can put out things like press releases, get the media involved, let customers know that this is happening. Contact any financial institutions. So if you think you fell victim to this, immediately call your bank, your credit card, anything and everything. Shut it down, get it locked down. And then give us a call to notify us of the scam. A lot of customers don't think that we need notified about it. A lot of customers think, oh, I don't need to call Ameren. We encourage customers to call. We encourage customers to call because we need to be made aware. Again, if it's happening here in Decatur, it might be happening in Peoria or Springfield or East St. Louis. We need to be made aware of it so we can stay on top of it. And maybe issue our own release to our customers and saying, this is what's happening. Stay informed. Do any of you in here use the Ameren app on your phone? Yeah, couple? Okay. That app, if you are able to, that is a great way to stay up to date on outages and manage your bills, etc. You can always go online. If you like to use a computer, you can always go online. We also have a whole page dedicated to scams online, so ameren.com/stop-scams. It's a whole page dedicated to scams and resources. But those are some ways that you can stay informed and keep yourself protected. And then Utility United Against Scams. So we have joined over 100 utilities nationwide to raise awareness of scams, tactics, and education to customers before becoming victims. So we partnered with Utilities United, and they are the ones that kind of run the Scam Awareness Day, but we partnered with them to bring this to our customers. So there are QR codes to scan the full awareness guide, but if you're very interested in scams, this is a great guide to have. It goes in full detail. It's not just power and natural gas. There's other things on there as well. So I do encourage you to go to utilitiesunited.org where you can scan the QR code. I see somebody in the back scanning the QR code. Hey, nice. Have that printed out for the next meeting, huh? All right. Are there any questions? Yes. Do you need the mic? Yeah. Oh, there's another mic. All right. There it goes.
Earlier this year, I was scammed and reported it, and they sent me the stuff, and my signature didn't look anything like my signature and stuff, and turned that over to the police and everything. But what is the success rate of, or how is that prosecuted, or is it to much degree? When I called the company that did it, they said that yes, this was an employee of theirs, but was no longer an employee.
Oh, so it was an actual employee. Okay.
Of whoever, a company. I assume it's somebody who's a company that has to get a minimum quota or something like that, and so people, just find somebody to take advantage of, and I have no idea how they got my information. But anyway, pretty much nothing came of it that I can see.
Yeah. Well, first off, sorry that happened to you. Couple things. So scams can be kind of twofold. Your experience was it was an employee at the company that took advantage of the company's database to get that information. I don't know the legalities of that or the success rate of that. I would believe that you could probably consult somebody in law enforcement, or which it sounds like maybe you did, but I don't know the legal ramifications of that. I would just say contact a lawyer or contact your local police department and see what could be done. If they got money, okay.
But it's, is there any real consequences for doing that? And if there's not, people are going to keep doing it.
Yeah, they're very hard. They're very hard to keep to track, because on the other spectrum of it, you have people that sit behind a computer and they're from overseas, right? That's why they're asking you for gift cards and that kind of thing. And it's very hard for law enforcement to catch these people, right? If they're sitting behind a computer and they're kind of bouncing all over the place. It's very hard. It's very hard. From a law perspective, I don't know what the ramifications are. That would be a great question to maybe ask someone in law enforcement, but I don't know that off the top of my head. I do know that if it is severe enough, there are scammers that have been prosecuted and tried and found guilty of it, but I don't know that off the top of my head. Sorry.
I got a question. If you get a call for a scammer, and you know it's a scammer, how do you feel about before you hang up, say goodbye with a boat horn?
Hey, how you talk to the scammer, if you know, I don't care, either way, whatever you want to do, however you want to do it. Yes.
Well, first of all, I just want to thank you for having somebody that answers the phone.
Hey, well, I'm glad to hear that.
Well, I had a situation, it's been 6 or 8 years ago. We were coming back from Tennessee visiting our son.
Mm-hmm.
And there was a person who called us while we were in the car, didn't have any of our information available, of course. And he identified himself as being from Ameren and said we were overdue with our electric bill.
Mm-hmm.
And so finally we asked him, we said, well, what is the amount of our last bill?
Oh.
And because my wife and I both make it a point to look at it every month so that we can keep up with it. He came up with a figure, it was within about $20 of what our bill was. And I told my wife, I said, well, there might have been a penalty or something if they didn't get the check. I said, but I'll tell you what we're gonna do. We're gonna hang up on this guy. We're going to go ahead and call Ameren. And so that's exactly what we did. We called. They did ask us a few identifying questions since we were calling them.
Correct,
which
yeah.
Understood. And she said, you're fine, your check was received on such and such a date. You don't have anything to worry about. And I was even able to give her then the caller ID number of the scammer who had tried to call us.
You did everything, see, you didn't even need this presentation today. You did everything by the book, Ron. Great job.
But it also helped to have somebody there that
Answers the phone. Yep. Yeah. Well, thank you for that nice recognition there, because our call center is wonderful, and they have certain time, they have to answer the phone in a certain amount. So to hear the kudos, I will definitely relay that to the call center for sure. Yeah.
One of the things that I got caught up with is having a friend send me an email or something and saying, you need to take advantage of this deal, this is really great. And then, so I finally, after I went to the drugstore and bought the cards, I decided, well, I'll call my friend. And then when I did, she didn't know anything about it, so I was stopped just in time.
So glad that you thought about that before doing that, because that's another great point. Emails. People get hack into other people's emails and they try to do the whole impersonation tactic, and that does happen. anytime, I always tell people, anytime that there is a prepaid card involved, you need to get on the phone and you need to call the person that you're receiving that to. Another thing, my grandmother just got her first iPhone, and it's been a little bit of a learning curve for her, but she has been victim to text messages where it'll say, your Amazon package is stuck in the warehouse, click this link to release it or whatever. And I do not click links. Do not click links, because the second you click into that link, that opens you up to a whole host of attack into your information. So I tell her, if you see a link, you just delete it. Just delete it. Because your Amazon package is not getting lost nowhere. Amazon doesn't care, you know? Like, that's the thing. So just be mindful of that. Yes?
What about these calls that we get that they start out by wanting to know what your average power bill is, and they've got much cheaper rates for power and so on and so forth. I always say, we're happy with Ameren, thank you, and hang up. But are these scammers that are trying to get you to give information and supposedly change your carrier?
Okay, so that is a great question that got brought up. So Ameren, Illinois is a delivery-only company, which means that we are responsible for delivering the power to your home. So where we make our money is off of the power lines, the infrastructure, and charging you the delivery of the power to your home. The supply is not something that we make any money off of. We don't generate our own power, so we don't own any power plants or anything like that here in Illinois. So what that means is there are things like third-party suppliers that, just like when we go out, there's a thing called the open market where we procure X amount of power for our customers for a duration of time. Just like when we go out into the open market, onto the auction, and procure power for our customers, these third-party suppliers do it as well, okay? So they will then call customers and say, I see you're with Ameren. You're currently paying 12 cents a kilowatt, okay? We can offer you 10 cents a kilowatt, and 10 cents a kilowatt, it lowers your power bill. It's a 2-year contract. Are you interested? Or they're at Walmart and they're saying, can we look at your power bill? If you switch with us, you get a $50 Walmart card. It's not scam, right? Because it's a third-party supplier. They can do that, right? We don't care where your supply comes from. Your bill's still going to say Ameren on it. It's still going to come from Ameren. But you're going to be with, say, for example, Constellation, right? They're the third-party supplier. That you pay them for your kilowatt or your supply cost. So it's not necessarily a scam. What it is sometimes it's not always clear of what it is that you're signing up for. So like this past summer, energy rates were through the roof. Okay, customers were on average, Ameren customers were paying 12 cents a kilowatt. Currently, you should be paying around 8 cents, so it jumped significantly. These third-party suppliers came out of the woodwork and said, we can offer you 11 cents a kilowatt, just sign this contract. And a lot of customers did because it was helping them save money. But what they don't realize is it's a 2-year contract, right? Or what they don't realize is our rates are so summer rates kick in May, thank you. And then also our fall rates or winter rates fall in October. So where summer rates were 12 cents a kilowatt, October is 8 cents. So you signed an agreement for 11 cents and now our contracts are lower. So it can be very confusing. But no, to answer your question, it is not necessarily a scam. It's a whole nother presentation that I'm happy to come and talk about, but I hope I answered your question.
Abby, I will say something.
Yeah.
Just because I heard about this last week. I don't even know.
Okay.
We do run, like what Abby was talking about, a lot of times it's kind of like your DirecTV and all that kind of stuff. They may have a short period of time where it sounds like a really sweet deal, and then after that short period of time, it's going to escalate. So we do run, and I didn't know this, but we run just to see what customers are paying per kilowatt hour, to see if there are any big red flags that stick out to us that a customer is paying way more than what they should be. And last week we found a customer that was paying 34 cents a kilowatt hour because they had signed the contract really low, and then the contract had, after a short period of time, the contract had went up. So, we do look for those that we feel like are getting taken advantage of.
And there's a website too, pluginillinois.gov.
Plugin.illinois.gov.
Thank you, plugin.illinois. See, this is why I bring my posse with me, because they know everything. So
Plugin.illinois.gov.
Okay.
And I also want to just mention real quick that sometimes you have to pay to get out of those contracts. So just read the fine print. Sometimes they're great, and you can check them out on plugin.illinois.gov, and you might be getting a better deal. But just read the fine print, because I've had people come to me and say, I had to pay $50 to get out of this contract.
Yeah, I always like to tell customers when they ask me my thoughts and opinion on third-party supply, I always tell them do the research. We don't. If you want to go third-party supply, you are more than welcome to. We just ask that you do your research and that you utilize the tools like plugin.illinois.gov to verify that what you're receiving is in fact, what those contract details look like. Other questions? You are welcome. Thank you so much for having me. There you go, sorry.
Thank you for your time and appreciation for your talk this morning. We have that certificate.
Thank you.
And we also have our world's
Can you
famous.
hand that certificate one more time?
Yeah. There we go. You also have our world famous Golden K pen. Been told by my superiors that this pen is guaranteed to last for 2 weeks until when the
Thank you.
Tina?
Thank you.
Yeah. And Andrea?
I got one last time.
No, you get another one.
It lasted
Thank
longer
you for
than
your
2 weeks.
help. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you.
Okay, Kathy Seebach, I think you have a recognition today.
I'd like to recognize 2 people for the work they've done for Kiwani of the Month for the month of October. This first person has done a lot of volunteer work and dedication. They are a board officer, they are the Kiwanian webmaster, and the video technician. He has also helped chair the golf outing we have in the summertime. So at this time, I would like to present the Kiwanian of the Month to Joel Hawkinson. This person has provided many dedicated hours to Golden K and helped many other projects, but what I'd like to recognize him for is his service as our sound and technical advisor. At this time, if Gary Gokin would please come forward. like to thank them for everything that they've done. They're kind of some of our behind-the-scenes people that do like our Facebook and help with a lot of other things. So thank you very much.
Okay, Ron Black has a few words to say about a past member.
Reese Binger, 88, passed away on Sunday, November 16th, 2025 in Decatur, Illinois. Arrangements are pending at Graceland Fairlawn Funeral Home. A celebration of his life will be planned for sometime in the spring. Reese was a retired teacher and coach at Stephen Decatur High School and joined the Golden K Kiwanis Club in January of 2004. He had coached both boys basketball and girls track for 17 years, from 1976 through 1993. In 2005, he started the elementary school 6th grade boys basketball program. He chaired this service project from 2005 through 2019 when his poor health wouldn't allow him to continue. Golden K continues with this program. Reese was a valued member of the Golden K Kiwanis Club, and he will be missed. Could we observe a moment of silence in his memory? Thank you.
Okay, good morning, everybody. Gary, you got a word? Snollygoster. Snollygoster.
That's a swamp monster down in the south somewhere.
Good try.
It is a monster. I was just on TV the other day.
Pardon?
I was just on a show on TV about that the other day.
Yeah, did you? Okay. How about somebody else? Want to take a stab at it?
Sounds like a stopped up nose.
Very good. Very good. Yeah. All right, let's Gary, let's give him the answer then. Shrewd, unprincipled person. So now you've got a new word to use. And you can apply it wherever it seems to fit. And the person will be really confused about whether you're saying something good or bad. If you haven't filled out one of these,
Dick, that's another name for a scammer.
yeah. If you haven't filled out one of these, got slips up here, see me at the end and be sure to give you one. You know, nobody's gonna like it if we do that junior high thing of, I have a list, I'm gonna read the names of the people. All right, so let's not, you know, take it upon yourself. But we're gonna give a stab at it here. I'm gonna give you some information about this person and see if you can figure out who it is. Now, there is one rule, and that is you cannot guess yourself. It may sound really familiar to you, that's true, but it doesn't allow you to. So this person, the most famous person that this person has ever met was Ferguson Jenkins. Okay. Ferguson Jenkins? Oh, yeah, he was a Cubs. This person's favorite holiday is Lincoln's birthday. Their favorite place to visit on a vacation is Scotland. Let's see there, something that drives this person crazy is people posting political propaganda on Facebook.
Marty Williams.
Marty? I don't do Facebook. Jerry Phelps.
Sally Williams.
I'm getting nervous here.
Sally Williams.
Who?
Sally?
That's right, Sally Williams. All right, Roberta, come on up here and dig a prize out. Sally, you come and dig one too. And so, very good, very good. All right, Linda, you have, let's see what kind of marvelous things they get here.
Oh, you can do another one. There you go. Bubble gum?
All right. Take you back to your youthful days there, all right. All right, Linda, we have attendance for today?
Yes, we have 58 members present, 1 Kiwanis guest. Her dryer is here with us again with his cheese orders. And actually 3 speakers from Ameren for a total of 62.
Okay, very good. Thank you. Health report, Kathy Seebach.
A card was sent last week to Jim Higdon regarding the passing of his wife. And Bob Bischoff is not here today. He had wanted to be here, but he woke up and he's very, very dizzy. So keep him in your thoughts.
Okay. And birthdays and anniversaries with Kevin.
All right, birthdays and anniversaries from the 23rd through the 29th. First off, birthdays on the 24th, Bruce Logan. He'll be 58. On the 25th, David Schulke. He'll be 95. Let's sing.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, God bless you. Happy birthday to you.
Anniversaries. We don't have any. I do have a quote from Bob Hope. I don't do political jokes. Too many of them get elected.
And just to give you a little more information about Sally that you might not know, her favorite food is sticky toffee pudding. Her favorite restaurant is Avanti's. And she is still friends with a person that she shared hospital nursing with 73 years ago. So, all right. And now, announcements, Cheryl?
I want to thank you all for signing up for bell ringing. At this time, we have all positions filled, and we have, I know it's a while off, but we have 3 people that will sub if you get up in the morning and you're not feeling well, and that is Mark Avery, Sally Williams, and Linda Dermal. And of course, we don't meet next Wednesday, but the first Wednesday in December, I will bring you all a reminder of the spot and the time that you're going to fill. Thank you very much.
Good, very good. Great to hear that kind of participation. All right. Dan?
2 things. One, I still got Charity Mania tickets. And for those of you who signed up for Krispy Kremes tomorrow, you can pick them up at St. Teresa. Just, I've reminded you earlier, but just another reminder. After 2:30 at the main office, and by 4 o'clock down at the all-purpose room at the south end of the building. So, pick them up there.
Okay. Mary Jean Power.
I will be taking reservations for our Christmas luncheon on December the 10th after the meeting. And since we have no meeting next week, in 2 weeks, December the 3rd will be the deadline. Costs $20 per person and $10 for the gift exchange if you are interested. We have been asked to park on the east side of the building and come in the side door, which goes directly into the room where the luncheon will be. If in the next 2 weeks you decide you want to go, please feel free to either call me or send me an email. Thank you.
Okay, great. Marty.
Every year, the board of directors budgets money to purchase bicycles, to donate them at the WAD Spirit of Giving, December 5th. I need 2 pickup trucks. So far, I have 1, and if you have a pickup truck and can be available December 5th, we can get together and get the job done. Contact me. Thank you.
Okay. Pat Riley.
Yeah, and on December 3rd, I'll start getting names for helping with stuff at St. Paul's at Dove and Salvation Army do with the toys and stuff. It'll be December 15th through the 19th. I'll have more on the times because some of them are filled with school children that are coming to help to distribute toys in the high schools. Okay, thank you.
All right.
Good morning. I have several announcements here. This is for Paula Lukenbill. We're sorting lids tomorrow morning at the zoo from 9 until 12, so if you're able to help us, let us know. And I know the following Monday, she and a friend are taking a whole wagon load of lids down to pick up some more benches, so she could use your help at the zoo tomorrow from 9 until 12. Also, a reminder, this coming Tuesday is our day to work at Good Samaritan Inn. So please check the sign-up sheet over here and see if you signed up. Carriage House, I'll be doing Carriage House with the team on December 14th. If you're interested in donating a dish to help with that meal, there's a sign-up sheet over here, or come and talk to me and I'll be glad to give you the update on that. Remember, Carriage House is where homeless women and their children go for emergency housing overnight from 5 o'clock in the afternoon to 7 o'clock in the morning. I brought in 2 batches of trauma doll material. We will have a trauma doll work day, but I'm trying to let us get through Christmas and Thanksgiving before we have a big work day. But if you're interested in cutting out some dolls, I brought 2 pieces of material over there for you. And that'll be all.
Okay, very good. Karen Seville's.
Being as we're not meeting next Wednesday, I placed the volunteer hour sheets out on everybody's table. If you can take the time, go through and fill it out, I'd appreciate it. If you can't, or you would like to hold off until the end of the month because you got additional hours, you always feel free to go through and send me an email because I get a lot of emails already, and I will see to it that your hours are recorded. Thank you.
All right. Well, I think we've got all the sign-up announcements out. Reminds me of when I was a freshman going to Southern. First orientation I went to outside of the student union, they had all these tables set up along the walkway there, and people behind each of the tables, sign up here, sign up here, sign up here, sign up here. I mean, sign up for everything. couple guys put up a table out there with a sign on it. All freshman girls register here. Yeah, so you gotta be careful what you sign up for. I think we're ready, Tom.
How did that work out for you, Dick?
Unfortunately, it wasn't my idea.
Okay, well, I don't have any other announcements other than I wish you all a safe, enjoyable, and healthy Thanksgiving. And as we mentioned several times before today, we don't have any meeting next week, but we'll have our 50-50 now.
Okay, last week the pot was $163. We collected 86, of which $43 goes into it. So we're shooting for $206 today. Okay, look at your cards. The winning number is 9018626.
8626.
Say it again. Got it, here you go.
Here you go.
Yeah, I'll go with the first impression. Okay, that was my first impression.
Close, close. King of Hearts. Thank you for playing. It rolls over.
Oh boy. Okay. So, Happy Jug, who's happy?
I have a couple bucks. Thank you very much for the award. Thank you.
I have $2 here for the two guys who got the awards today. We couldn't make it without them, so I really appreciate what they do.
I got $20. My wife has decided to put up with me for another year.
I have two things. I looked up our word for the day, and it said that it usually refers to politicians. And the other thing, I have $3 for our guest because I wanted to ask a question, but I forgot to ask. The 34 cents, is there anything the utility can do to help that person?
We did reach out to the person just to make sure that they were aware, and because a lot of times the third-party supplier will lead the customer to believe that they can't come back to us, or we don't want them to come back to us, which is not accurate. We have to walk a very fine line though with third-party supply. We can't tell the customer, we can't give advice, we have to remain neutral. So it's we want to take care of our customer, which we're able to do that because the bill comes from us. So we was able to do that, but if for anybody that wants to ask us for advice, that's usually reading the contract and the fine print is as much advice as we can give.
I'd like to welcome and glad she's here is Abby Helm, and she was a former student of mine, and also I'd like to welcome the
All good things, right, County? All good things.
all good things, that's right. And also our guest from Ameren. Glad you're here.
Thank you.
Well, I have $1. It's sort of an apologetic dollar. Usually people from Georgia are very hospitable, but the Georgia Bulldogs have not been very hospitable to Texas the last 3 times they played, and I do want to apologize to them.
I want to thank everyone who signed up for bell ringing. I'm putting $1 in. Thank you so much.
All right. Kevin?
I have $1 here. Gary Gogan really is a big help to the club, and so is Joel Hawkinson. They both do a lot for our club. And I don't remember what they
Okay.
Well, thank you, Kevin. Back in 1974, when we moved to Decatur, my wife had the privilege of working as a, what do you call that, a teacher's aide or whatever it was, because they didn't have the actual positions open at the time. So she worked with Kevin. That was her first introduction to Decatur school system. But I also want to thank the recognition that I received this morning. And for Abby, this is the third time we've had the opportunity to work together. Andrea, and the other representative was Debbie. Oh, okay, well, I messed up twice today. Had the wrong date for one of the upcoming events. But anyway, thank you very much for the recognition.
Okay, anyone else? Okay, we'll turn it over to our storyteller, John Dunn.
Can you hear okay? So this is a true story about me 100 years ago. I had a job with the receiving end with a lot of criticism, and I had to take it and take the best of it. Sitting at home one day, and I said, you know what, why don't I go to Springfield and protest something myself? So I made a sign and had a little stick to go with it, drove to the Capitol area, checked with the state police about where I could stand, because I had not done that before. I was always on the receiving end. So he told me where to stand. So I held my sign up for rush hour, and the cars came by, and no one honked. And well, politicians maybe they don't care. But I held my sign up, and the rush hour was almost over. And I said, you know what, I'm going to go back and cross over and catch a traffic count in the other direction. So I did. I asked the police if I could stand there again. He said yes. So I was there about 3 or 4 minutes, and a man came toward me on a bicycle. Why didn't I quit before I over there? So I stood there, and he kept after me. He said, "Sir," and I said, "Yes." He said, "I want to tell you something." I said, "Yes, yes." I said, "Your sign is upside down." How's that for an amateur politician? True.
Okay, as we said before, there's no meeting next week, but on November 3rd, Peter Buckley will be talking about a career with the FBI. December 3rd. What did I say? November? Okay, December 3rd. Yeah. Okay, we are Golden K Kiwanis. We enjoy changing the world for the better by serving children and others. And we are adjourned.